Yo, yo. All right, we're back with another trade recap. Today I broke even, so you see right here, minus 171. Trades today was on ES, you can see right here. Right here, I took my positions right here, then also got out on this candle right here to break even. But anyway, I'm gonna be going over them really quick. All right, so we had 7:30 news coming into market open right here. We had CPI. So coming into the daily, after this news candle, it tapped the daily fair value gap over here. So I was looking for since it tapped this daily fair value gap, I was bearish, and even if it didn't tap it, I was still bearish because we had data lows over here resting below us on ES and Q. So I was bearish because of that gap and then data lows and price displaced lower after news. And one thing I've been noticing is that after news, if price kind of displaces higher, then comes down, it won't reach those data lows. But if price reach displaces lower upon data, it displaces lower, those data lows tend to get hit more often. So um on the 1 minute, or not 1 minute, start of the 1 hour. Because coming into 1 hour last night, I was bearish because we had this order block, or bullish because we had this order block down here. But since that data low, wick tie, I wanted or data to get the data, or fuck, the data was bullish, so I wanted data lows to get hit before it continued moving on. So um, once market opened, I couldn't really find any confluences to go short on NQ to get to these data lows, which is this line right here. Um, okay, this is market open right here. I'll make it purple. This is market open right here. So market open, we displaced lower, and I couldn't really find an entry because we didn't really have hold up. We didn't really have a fair value gap or any. Can I get rid of this? All right, we didn't have a fair value gap or anything, and we did have this little gap right here. Um, which I could have used to go short, which would have been decent. But I kept waiting. I was waiting for the 5 minute gap to get filled rather than the 1 minute right here. But you can never, you can't really see it. It's or not really see it. SM, it didn't get filled, is what I was trying to say. The fair value gap didn't get filled, but it did get filled on ES. So that's why I took my trade on ES because we had the SMT and ES was farther away from those data lows than NQ was. So once we SMT this 5 minute gap with NQ, um I waited for some type of confirmation to go short on ES since NQ was kind of farther away from those data lows, so it didn't give me a good RR. So this SMT we had was right here to there, and then right here to here out of that 5 minute gap. So go down to the 1 minute. Um, yeah, there's the SMT. You can't really tell, but here, right here. Um, or yeah, anyway. So once we got that 5 minute SMT, internal SMT, I wanted to take my trade on ES since it gave me a better RR, as you can see right here to them to those data lows. Um, so uh NQ reached those data lows really quick, like quicker. They reached the NQ reached the data lows at 846, but then at 846, we weren't close to the data lows, so that's when I went break even. And the reason I entered this trade was because we had, like I said, with that 5 minute internal SMT, and then we had this 1 minute order block, and then we had this change in state of delivery right here with this displacement candle to the downside. So that's when I entered short with my stop above this high right here. Um, like I said, I was targeting data lows, and once NQ took out these data lows, that's when I decided to move my trade to break even, so there's no risk. And as you can see, it reversed up, creating that SMT from data lows. And now we are pushing. Hold up. Now we are pushing bullish. So, I was kind of looking at another trade I wanted to take after I got stopped out right here, since we did SMT those lows, um, and flip bullish. I was looking at NQ, and after we got this inversion right here of this gap, let me get rid of all this stuff. After we got this inversion, I was waiting for price. How do I draw? All right, here we go. I was waiting for price to come back and fill this. Wait, oh, I gotta drag it. There you go. I was waiting for price to come back and fill this gap before going lower, but we never got that, so I just didn't take any trades on NQ and just called it a day. But you can't complain about a break-even day. You gotta protect your profits and mentally lock in. And I'm proud of myself for today for not over like revenge trading or anything. Even though I broke even, that would have been a revenge trade, but it would have. I'm happy I didn't even take the trade, even though it's going in my direction. If I would have took it off for the inversion, I wanted to wait for the rebalance of that gap. So yeah, that's my trade recap for today. And broke even. Like I said, you can't complain about it. You got to protect your profits at all cost. And still have zero psychological errors on the summer. It has some technical errors, but I'm not really counting those because we all make technical errors. So that's my recap for today. I'll see you in the next one.